Once again, KT series here from the channel Karthik Tuition. Now, in last three videos of mine, we had studied how to find the mean for the data using direct method, assuming method, and step deviation method. In this video, we are going to learn how to find the median for the group data. Now, before that, we need to talk about classes and its types. Now, there are two types of classes. The first is discontinuous classes. Let's have a look at the example of it. Here, I've taken an example of 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30. Now, if you observe, for the first class, the upper limit is 10, whereas for the second class, the lower limit is 11. So here we say these are discontinuous classes. Now the second type is continuous classes. You'll understand better with the help of an example. Now in this example, it is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Now in this example, if you observe, the upper limit of the first class is the lower limit of the second class. The upper limit of a second class is the lower limit of third class. But in a first example, it is not so. So this is a basic difference between discontinuous classes and continuous classes. सर ये पढ़ने की क्या जरूरत है? Whenever we have to find the median for the group data, classes has to be continuous. Classes has to be continuous. If the classes are not continuous, you have to make the classes continuous. Now we'll look at the steps involved to make the discontinuous classes continuous. Now there are two steps. First step is to find the value of x. Now what is x? It is a difference between consecutive lower limit and the upper limit of the previous class. Then we have to divide it by 2. Now whatever the value you get, that value you have to subtract from the lower limit and add it to the upper limit. Sir, kuch nahi samjha. Let's apply this logic at it. Now see, I'm talking about the discontinuous classes example. Now first, I'll find the value of x. How? Now see, the lower limit of the second class is 11 and the upper limit of the first class is 10. So let us subtract 11 and 10. Now when I subtract it, what do I get? I get the answer as 1. Then I divide it by 2, so it becomes 1 upon 2. Now when you simplify this, you get it as 0.5. Now this is our value of x. Now the second step says this value has to be subtracted from the lower limits and has to be added to the upper limits. Now when I apply it for the first class, 1 minus 0.5 will give me 0.5. And 10 plus 0.5 will give me 10.5. So we got our first class 0.5 to 10.5. Now same logic will apply for the second class also. So 11 minus 0.5 will give me 10.5 and 20 plus 0.5 will give me 20.5. Now if we try for the third class, 21 minus 0.5 gives me 20.5 and when we add it to 30, it becomes 30.5. Now if you observe, the discontinuous classes have become continuous. I hope you must have understood these steps. Now let's start with the median. Now as I told you, classes has to be continuous. If the classes are not continuous, you are going to make the classes continuous. Now for finding the median, first we need to prepare a table with the 4 columns. But only 4 columns table will be required when the classes are discontinuous. If the classes are continuous, you require a table of only 3 columns. Where the first column will be for the classes. Second is our continuous classes. Third is our frequency, which is denoted by Fi, and the fourth column is our cumulative frequency less than type. Sorry, less than type क्या होता है? Now less than type and more than type. These are the two ways of finding the cumulative frequency. Now what do you mean by cumulative frequency? Cumulative means total. So we have to find the total of frequency. Now when we start adding from top to bottom, it is less than type. When we start adding from bottom to top, it is more than type. But in your syllabus, you have only less than type. After this, you will find the total of frequency, that is summation of Fi. Then first we need to find the value of n and then n upon 2. Sir, n upon 2 की क्यों जरूरत है? Now see, we have to find the median class. The steps you may find it difficult, but it's very easy. Now first, to find the median class, what we do, we divide the total frequency by 2, then we check the cumulative frequency column. The cumulative frequency either has to be just greater than n upon 2 or it has to be equivalent to n upon 2. And the class having that frequency becomes our median class. I know कुछ समझा नहीं होगा ज़्यादा, but ठीक है. When we apply it in a sum, you will understand it. Don't worry. Now after this, we'll use the formula. Formula देखो मस्त छोटा सा प्यारा सा formula है. L plus n upon 2 minus CF upon F into H. सर छोटा है? अरे बहुत छोटा formula है. What is the formula? L plus n upon 2 minus CF upon F into H. Now let me tell you all what this initial stands for. L stands for the lower limit of the median class. Then N stands for the total frequency. CF stands for the cumulative frequency of the class preceding the median class. F stands for the frequency of the median class. And H stands for width of the median class. देखो सब जगह median class आया है. That means median class find करना बहुत important step है. But it's very easy. Don't worry. Let's have a look at one sum for the understanding. The following table shows the classification of number of workers and the number of hours they work in a software company. Find the median of the number of hours they work. Now सबसे पहले check करो. Are the classes continuous? Yes. Now since the classes are continuous, you will prepare a table with only 3 columns. Where the first column will be for the classes, that is daily number of hours, and write the data what is given to us. Then second column will be for the frequency, number of workers, and write the data what is given to us. Now your third column is cumulative frequency less than type. Now as I told you, it is a less than type, so we start adding from top to bottom. Now see, when I say cumulative frequency, for the first class the frequency is 150. So for first class the cumulative frequency will also be 150. But for the second class, now we have to add 150 to 500. Now that will give us 650. So your cumulative frequency for the second class becomes 650. Now add this 650 to 300 to get the cumulative frequency for the third class. So it becomes 950. Now add this 950 to 50 to get the cumulative frequency for the fourth class. So it becomes 1000. Now here our N, that is summation of Fi, is nothing as but 1000. Now then we need to find the class width. Now हम लोग ने पहले के वीडियो में देखा है class width कैसे find करते हैं. Difference between any two consecutive lower limits or upper limits. For example here 10 minus 8 will give us 2. So our class width is 2. Now after this, see our N is how much? 1000. So what will be N upon 2? 1000 upon 2 will give us 500. Do you all agree? Now observe the cumulative frequency column. Tell me the class where the cumulative frequency is just greater than 500 or equivalent to 500. Now of course you can't see 500 in a cumulative frequency column. So which is a just greater value than that? It's 650. Do you all agree? Now since 650 is just greater value than 500, then the class having that value becomes our median class. So here the median class is 10 to 12. Now frequency of that class is our F. So here our F is 500. Then CF is a cumulative frequency preceding the median class. If our median class is 10 to 12, then preceding class will become 8 to 10. What is its cumulative frequency? 150. So your CF here is 150. Now L is a lower limit of the median class. What is our median class? 10 to 12. So our lower limit will become 10. And H, we all know it's 2. Now let's go for the substitution in the formula. As I told you, formula is very small and easy. What is the formula? L plus n upon 2 minus CF upon F into H. Now let's substitute the value. L kitna hai apna? 10. So 10 plus, now n upon 2 is 500 minus 150 upon F, that is 500 into 2. Now as per the board mass rule, first we have to solve the bracket. So 500 minus 150 will give us what? 350. So it is 350 upon 500 into 2. Now see, 10 will get cancelled. 35 and 50 comes in a table of 5. 5 sevens are, 5 tens are. Now 2 ones are, 2 fives are. So basically we get this as 10 plus 7 upon 5. Now 7 upon 5 you can do it orally. It will give you 1.4. So 10 plus 1.4, that will become 11.4. But what is the sum about? It is daily number of hours. So here our data will have the unit of hours. What is the question asked? Find the median of the number of hours they work. So our answer in statement form will be the median of number of hours they work is 11.4 hours. Remember, the units should always be there for the statement form in answer. Let's look at one more sum. The following table shows the classification of a number of vehicles and their speed on Mumbai Pune expressway. Find the mean of the data. Now first check, are the classes continuous? Now if you observe, the first class is 60 to 64, where the second class is 65 to 69. Now the upper limit of the first class is not the lower limit of the second class, so therefore the classes are discontinuous. Now since the classes are discontinuous, you have to make the classes continuous to find the median. So basically you need to prepare a table with 4 columns. Now the first column will be for the class what is given to us and write the data as given in a sum. Then your third column will be the frequency, copy it as it is given to us. Now see, your second column is for the continuous classes. Now we have discussed already how to make the classes continuous, but still we'll discuss it once again. Now how we'll start? Now first find the difference between 65 and 64. 65 minus 64 will give us 1. Divide it by 2. What you will get? 1 upon 2. And 1 upon 2 will give us 0.5. Now this value we need to subtract from lower limit and add it to the upper limit. So 60 minus 0.5 will give us 59.5 and 64 plus 0.5 will give us 64.5. Then same way 65 minus 0.5 will give us 64.5 and 69 plus 0.5 will give us 69.5. Then 70 minus 0.5 will give us 69.5 and 74 plus 0.5 gives us 74.5. Same way you have to do it for the remaining classes. So it will become 74.5 to 79.5, 79.5 to 84.5, 84.5 to 89.5. Now if you observe, the classes are continuous. Once you make the classes continuous, you are never ever going to look at the non-continuous classes. Remember that and keep it in your mind. Now the fourth column is cumulative frequency less than type. Now in this we start adding from top. For the first class, the cumulative frequency will be 10. Now add this 10 to 34 to get the cumulative frequency for the second class, that will become 44. Then add it to 55, it will become 99. Add it to 85, it will become 184. Add it to 10, it will become 194. Add it to 6, it will become 200. So basically your summation or the total frequency will become 200. Now once this is done, we need to find the class width. Now class width, difference between any two consecutive lower limits or upper limits. So 65 minus 60 will give us 5. Acha, even if you use the continuous class column, then also answer will be the same. 64.5 minus 59.5 will give you 5. Then after this, see your total frequency is how much? 200, right? So 200 upon 2, that is n upon 2 will become how much? 100. Now check the cumulative frequency column. 100 कहीं दिख रहा है क्या कॉलम में? नहीं. तो चलो just greater than 100 कौन सा वैल्यू दिख रहा है तुमको? 184. So the class having that value becomes your median class, So here 74.5 to 79.5 is your median class. Now frequency of that class becomes your F. So your F is 85 and the cumulative frequency preceding the median class becomes our CF. See, if our median class is 74.5 to 79.5, तो उसके ऊपर वाला क्लास कौन सा हो गया? 69.5 to 74.5 and उसका cumulative frequency क्या है? 99. So our CF is 99. Our CF is 99. What will be our L? L is lower limit of the median class, so it will become 74.5. And of course, H we already know it is 5. Now next step is substitution in the formula. Formula we all know now. L plus n upon 2 minus CF upon F into H. So let's substitute 74.5 plus n upon 2 is 100. So 100 minus 99 upon 85 into 5. Now first we'll solve the bracket. So it becomes 1 upon 85 into 5. 5 ones are 5 17s are. So it is 74.5 plus 1 upon 17. Now when you divide 1 by 17, you get it as 0.05. So it is 74.5 plus 0.05. Now when you add this, it becomes 74.55. Now since speed it is there, we'll approximate to the whole number, that is 75. Now since the data given is the average speed of vehicles, the units will be kilometer per hour, and as I told you, always write the answer in statement form. So basically median of speed of vehicle is 75 kilometer per hour. I hope you have understood this method. If you have found this video useful, please share it with your friends. Also, write your comments in my comment section. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for the regular updates. Thank you.